March 11th. Once again we are here with a new video, and in this video we are going to discuss about the useful of friction and what is the disadvantage of friction, and also some laws of friction. In the previous video we had discussed about the cause of friction and so many terms we had used. Now in this video let us start the useful or how the friction is sometimes useful for us. The friction is useful for many of our daily activities. It is possible to hold a tumbler due to friction between the hand and the tumbler. Means we can hold anything with due to the friction. And what are the marks on our hand? What are the edges in our hand and the fingers? They help us to make the more grip. Friction between the feet and the ground helps us to walk on the ground. It is possible to write with a pen or pencil on the paper due to friction between the paper, pencil or pen or paper. And it is possible to write on a blackboard due to the friction between the chalk and the blackboard. And friction between the tires and the road helps to automobile to move on the road. And also friction between the bricks help in constructing the buildings. So these are the so many examples, and more than these examples are there in which the friction is useful for us. Now, sometimes friction is undesirable or there is a loss of friction. So soles of shoes wear due to friction, tires of bicycle and automobile wear out due to friction. Steps of staircase and foot over bridges in the railway station wear out due to friction. Have you seen that where you are moving continuously on the same track, that after some time it becomes so smooth? And also if you running this bicycle, the new one, if you see the tire of the new cycle and if you see the tire of the old cycle, you can compare that the old cycle has the tire which has surfaces very smooth. And soles of the shoes also, the new shoes have rough soles, but after using for a long time the soles of the shoes become wear out and they are smooth now. Knives and razors loses their sharpness, loses their sharp edges due to friction. If you are continuously using razor or knife, then also you see that after some time we have to make it again sharp. By continuous using, they lose their sharpness. So these are the few examples in which we see that the friction sometime is evil also. How can you increase the friction? Friction can be increased by increasing the roughness of the surfaces in contact. For example, the soles of shoes are grooved to have a better grip on the floor. The tires of vehicle are treated to increase the grip on the road. The brake pads of the vehicle are rough to stop moving vehicle when the brakes are applied. And gymnast applies some coarse substance on their hand for the better grip. These are the examples where you can see that to increase the friction, the soles of the shoes are grooved, उसमें बहुत सारी दरारें होती हैं. The tires of vehicle are treated to increase the grip on the road. If you see the new tire, they have so many grooves, they have so many roughness on the tire that they can make a proper grip on the road. The brake pad also in the vehicle, when you apply the brakes, the vehicle is stopped due to friction, and as you use it for a long time, the brakes are become smooth and the less brakes are there when you apply the brakes. So the mechanics, what they do, they rub the brake shoes with the help of Regmar, and again it has some roughness, so when you apply the brake they can stop the vehicle. So it is the way how can we increase the friction. How can you reduce the friction? Because friction also has some disadvantages. So in many field, in many areas, we also need to reduce the friction. The friction can be reduced by using lubricant like powder or oil or grease, using roller or wheel or ball bearing. We sprinkle powder on carom board to reduce the friction. Oil or grease is applied between the moving part of machines to reduce the friction. Rollers are used in the luggage bags to reduce the friction. Wheels are used in vehicle to reduce the friction. Ball bearings are used in ceiling fans, bicycle and vehicle to reduce the friction. These are the ways where you can see that we are using so many things to reduce the friction, because whenever your cycle is jammed, you go to the mechanic and he apply oil or lubricant, some grease on the chain and the ball bearing. Now again that friction is reduced and your cycle is running smoothly. So these are the so many ways. When you are playing the carom, then you put some powder on the carom board, that striker and the coins run smoothly on the board. So these are the ways in our daily life that how can we reduce the friction. Now fluid friction. Fluid friction is the force of a friction exerted by the liquid and gases on object moving through them. Fluid friction depends on the speed of the object, shape of the object and nature of the fluid. Birds flying in the air have a streamlined body. To reduce fluid friction, fishes living in water have a streamlined body to reduce friction, and aeroplanes and spacecraft have the streamlined body to reduce the fluid friction. If you had seen the shape of the aircraft, if you have seen the shape of the fish, they are streamlined, means the front end is a pointed, and as you move in the back they are some broader, and after that they again, means this type of shape is known as streamline, and when they move in the fluid or in air, they make their ways and reducing the friction. Now laws of friction. There are certain laws of friction. The properties of frictional force act along the surface between the two bodies, and it acts in a direction so as to oppose the relative motion of the surface. Whenever two bodies are moving with opposite each other, then the friction is applied and it is always in the opposite of the moving body. So these are the some properties of frictional force. Limiting friction. If suppose you are applying force on any body, if you see in this diagram, the force is applied on the body, it is shown with the red arrow, and the value of force is not able to move that body, means the certain friction force is also arising between the body and the floor. So if the block is rest, if the block is not moving on applying the force, then F is equal to Fa, means the frictional force is equal to applied force, and in this case the block will remain at rest, the block will not move. So the frictional force to be overcome before it moves is called limiting friction. How much force we are applying, and before moving the object, whatever amount of force you had applied, whatever amount of force the friction force is applied, that is known as limiting friction, means this is the last limit of the frictional force. Here are some data which can help you to find the what is the limiting friction. If you suppose that applied force is 1 Newton, and again if you see that F by N is also 1, 2, then again 2, 3, then again 3, but after applying 4, then it remains 3, 5 or remains 3, means the limiting friction is the last value till the body is not moved. After that, when the body starts to move, there is the no force is required to move that body. You have to make the less force to move the body, and before start to moving the body, we have to apply more force, means whenever suppose a box is there and you have to apply force to move that box, you apply the force but box is not moving, you applied more force but still the box is not moving. Now you had call your friend to apply some more force. You and your friend applying the force on the box, and box starts moving. After that you say to your friend that you leave, I will only make this box to move, means to break that friction between the surface and the ground, the large force is needed, but after that the force is less. So if you see here in the graph, till the body is at rest, the applied force and the frictional force are same, and this is called limiting friction. And after that, when the body start moving, it become kinetic friction. And if you see in this graph, there are the body is at rest, the friction is called static friction, and the body start moving, the friction is now known as kinetic friction. So limiting friction, the kinetic or dynamic friction is the frictional force acting on the object when the boxes or body is moving, and static friction is the frictional force when the object is stationary. So from this graph it is very clear that till the body is at rest, the friction is static friction, and when the body starts moving, the friction is kinetic friction. If you see this graph, in this graph there is two F, one is F and one is F dash, and if you see there is the peak, and after that you see the one small line which is coming down and one parallel line. So what does it mean? So from the experiment, limiting friction F is slightly greater than the kinetic friction, means F is more than F dash. Limiting friction is F and kinetic friction is F dash, means when the body starts moving, the friction between floor and the box is called kinetic friction, and the body is not start moving, it has at rest, so that friction is known as limiting friction. So from this graph it is very clear that limiting friction is more than the kinetic friction. When the box starts moving, only you had applied the force, means your force is only required, but when the box is not moving and you are applying force, your force is not sufficient to move that box, you call your friend and you and both of your friend applying the force, and when the box starts moving, you say to your friend that now you leave, I will only make this box move. Means when the box starts moving, there is a kinetic friction, and when the box is not start moving, it is at rest, that is till that friction is called limiting friction. So from here it is very clear that limiting friction is slightly greater than kinetic friction. Now suppose F, that is limiting friction is 3.1 Newton and F dash means the kinetic friction is 3 Newton. So force of 3.1 Newton is required to make the block move, but once the block is moving, a force of 3 Newton only is required to keep the block moving, means the limiting friction is there only to make the box move, means 3 Newton. But 3.1 is a 3.1 Newton is that static friction, or we can say limiting friction. The last value of the static friction is 3.1 Newton and 3 Newton is the kinetic friction. So when the box starts moving, only 3 Newton force is required to make the box move. Now laws of friction. If you see here, a box is there, a body is there, and there are three type of forces are there. One is the applied force, means the force is applied by the person or any of the object, and it is applied force Fa. Opposite to this Fa there is a frictional force, and the box is making its way towards the support or surface, and surface is applying a force that is called normal reaction. Now these forces are here. So the limiting friction force F is directly proportional to the normal reaction exerted by the surface, means F proportional to N, or we can say F is equal to mu N, where mu is the constant called coefficient of limiting friction. So kinetic friction F is directly proportional to the normal reaction N exerted by the surface, or F dash is proportional to N, or we can say F dash is equal to mu N, where mu is the constant called coefficient of kinetic friction. So we had taken F is equal to F dash, or we can say mu N, where mu is the coefficient of friction, or we can say mu is equal to mu dash. If the surface is smooth, mu is 0 or F is equal to 0 Newton, means frictional force is 0 Newton. Coefficient of friction depend on two contacting material. If you see here, rubber and concrete dry and rubber and concrete wet, there are different coefficient of friction. The frictional force does not depend on the area of contact of the surface. Surface is smooth, for that surface mu is 0 and the frictional force is 0 Newton. But we can see here the coefficient of friction depend on the two contacting material, and frictional force does not depend on the area of contact of the surface. It depends on the material which are in the contact with each other. Now if you see a question here, a block of mass 2 kg starts from rest sliding down a rough inclined plane making angle of 30 degree with the horizontal. Length of plane is 8 meter. If you see, the length of the plane is 8 meter and it takes 4 seconds to reach the bottom. Now you have to find the coefficient of kinetic friction. So time is given 4 seconds, the length of the plane is given 8 meter, and initial it is at rest, means the initial velocity u is 0 meter per second. So applying the Newton's second law of motion, or we can use the second equation of motion, s is equal to ut plus half it square. You have to find the acceleration, that is a is equal to 1 meter per second square. Now if you resolve this mg into two component, so mg sin theta is opposite to the friction. If you resolve this mg into two component, so mg sin theta and mg cos theta, and mg sin theta is parallel to the inclined plane and which is opposite to the friction, and mg cos theta is balancing that r. So mg sin theta minus f, due to this resultant the body will move, that is the resultant force is ma. So we can say mg sin 30 minus f is equal to ma. Put all the values, then you will find the value of friction force, that is 8 Newton. Now what is r? R is balanced by mg cos theta. So we can say r is equal to mg cos 30, and you put the value, you will get the value of r, that is 17.32 Newton. Now what is the friction? F is equal to mu into r. The r is 17.32 and f is 8. So from here you can find the value of coefficient of friction, that is 4.462. So this is the way how can you solve the question. Once again see the question and then find the values. I think everyone know that how to resolve this component. If you are not understanding that how can you resolve the component, go through the previous videos. In laws of motion I had explained, in the vector also I had explained, or you can go through your NCERT or go through your reference. Otherwise, if you are not going to understand again, so you can call me and I will explain you on the mobile. But it is very important to know how to resolve the component, how to resolve any of the force into two component. So here mg is resolved into two component, mg sin theta and mg cos theta. Mg sin theta is opposing to the friction and mg cos theta is balancing the r. Means r is equal to mg cos theta, and f friction force and mg sin theta is opposite to each other, but box is sliding, means body is sliding, so the force is towards the bottom. So we can say that difference of these two, f and mg sin theta, is equal to net force. So this is the concept of what we are using here to solve this question. Now here once again a new question. From the following situation, find the least coefficient of friction between the ground and the ladder. Now here if you see that the ladder is supported on a smooth wall, and the weight of the ladder, or we can say the force acting on the ladder, is 250 Newton, and the length is 4 meter. The ladder is supported on the smooth wall and also on the floor. So the friction is, if you see the diagram, then it is very clear that where the friction is arising. So N is 250 Newton. Take moment of force, moment about A, that is S into 4 sin 60 is equal to 250 minus into 2 cos 60. Means you resolve this force, 2 cos 60 and 4 sin 60. Solve this, you will get the value of S is 72.17 Newton and F is equal to S. If you see both the diagram, in both F and S are equal but opposite, means F is equal to 72.17 Newton. The ladder is about to slip. F is equal to mu into N you apply, and mu is equal to 0.289. This is the coefficient of friction which makes the ladder to support. Otherwise, if it is the mu is less than this, maybe the ladder slips. Now how to find the coefficient of limiting friction? The coefficient of limiting friction mu can be found by placing the block on the surface and tilting the ladder to an inclined theta at which the block is just about to slip. So F is equal to mg sin theta. Again you resolve this mg into two component, mg sin theta and mg cos theta. So F is opposite to mg sin theta, means F is equal to mg sin theta, perpendicular to the plane, that is normal, and normal N is equal to mg cos theta, because mg we had resolved the two component, mg sin theta is opposite to friction and mg cos theta is opposite to N. Since the block is just about to slip, means F is equal to the friction is there and F is equal to mu into N. Now put all the values, then you can find the value of mu, that mu is equal to tan theta. Hence the coefficient of limiting friction is just tan theta. So tan theta is the value of limiting friction. if you have to find this limiting friction coefficient in any of the numerical, then you use this concept. Now this is all about here what is the use of friction, what is the disadvantage of friction, how can you reduce the friction, how can you increase the friction, what is laws of friction, and how can you find the coefficient of friction. We had learned this thing in today's video. You go through the NCERT. Again I am telling you, you have to see the NCERT concept from there, examples, in-text question, any of the question you are finding chapter end, also you have to solve that and noted down the points in your fair notebook. If you have any problem, then you message me or call me on my number. Till then.